Memory Savers, and welcome to the Minger Show.
Hello and greetings, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful of the world, and welcome back to another amazing Minger Show video. Today, guys, before we begin with my video, if you guys are just new to the Minger Show, but for you guys that have been subscribed for a very long time, you guys know exactly what I do. For those who are just coming into the Minger Show, don't know who I am, what I do. So, for those who are just typing in the review for this show, for this specific show, and you guys see me on the list of, the search results for YouTube, and you click on me. So I'm going to tell you guys what I do. I just do big reviews, such as when I go see movies at my local Cineplex. Then other big reviews I like doing. I'm doing stuff like from Disney Plus to Netflix, Prime Video reviews, and then eventually I'm gonna start doing a lot more of Crunchyroll reviews because I love anime as well. So I'm trying to explore other things out there for you guys, and other videos I like doing up to to channel reactions, to theater videos, to unboxing videos, and gaming videos, which I've done not those in a little while. But stay tuned for the near future. There's gonna be a lot more coming along the way. So today, guys, I know I've been stretching my video to do it for today because IronHeart just came out to Disney Plus, and I heard that the last few episodes were coming out today on Tuesday on Canada Day, the holiday. And yes, a lot of people are expecting to think, oh, why do you do it Tuesday instead of doing it on your weekend like you normally do? Because I'm on a 5-day long weekend from work. I don't go back to work tomorrow, so I got a bit of time to do a video for you guys today. I know it took a little while, but I was expecting the last few episodes to come out this morning, today, but instead it says 6 o'clock p.m., so I had to wait to 6. So yeah, I was like, okay, normally when they release new episodes, they normally just release it right away on a brand new day, right in the morning, but I didn't expect it to be coming out at 6 o'clock p.m. So it took me a little while to watch all the episodes. So here's my review for IronHeart. So I know for a lot of people, we got introduced by Riri Williams from Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. We got introduced by her show. So apparently she was the one that created the underwater like tech to detect like vibranium for Wakanda, or supposedly for the American people, so they can detect where vibranium is like on Earth. But apparently, so once she got introduced by that movie, so we found out that she's supposed to be the character to introduce the series called IronHeart from the comics. So it's like, okay, so she's supposed to be like the next Iron Man in a way, but here's another big kicker about something like this. But didn't we get introduced by another certain character a long time ago that Tony Stark interacted with, that it was supposed to be leading to a so-called next Stark person? Yeah, it was that little boy from Iron Man 3. So I would have thought they would have went through his backstory, like how he became a tech-savvy like Iron Man. Like he was more focused on making weapons, not just tech. But I would have thought he would have followed Tony Stark's footsteps of becoming the next maybe head of Stark Industries. Probably no. Marvel decided to go for another direction and go for Riri Williams. Let's bring her in the mix, and let's bring her to the IronHeart series. So apparently, I think in the comics, I think it was supposed to be. I think there's a few versions where there was actually, it was supposed to be a guy or something. Oh no, it was supposed to be like Tony Stark's daughter to be IronHeart or something ish. I think it was something like that. But either way, they went totally something different with the show. So I really liked it. It was so cool. It did bring back some core nostalgia elements from the first Iron Man movie, from bringing Riri to understand like how to make her own suits. And in the beginning of the first episode, she was at MIT, the college where basically you can like build things with your genius mind, like with either like weapons or suits or whatever. So, and then she gets expelled for some competitive what's that word I'm looking for temporarily consequent reasons. And then she decides to take the suit that she made there. She rode it all the way to Chicago because that's where she was from. And when she got to Chicago, she had no money to go for to help herself to build herself her new suit. So she undergoes to find somebody to help her to earn money. So she ends up finding this gang of small criminals that used to be in prison. She ends up joining these group of people. She does a couple jobs for this guy named Parker, which I actually recognize the actor. He was actually the it's actually the actor who was in the not the latest Transformers movie, not Transformers One, but he was actually in the other Transformers movie where it was showed the like more of a cartoonish version of the Transformers with Bumblebee and all that fact. So yeah, Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. So yeah, he was in that movie. He was that kid that befriended that one car, kind of like Sam did, and what's her name from Bumblebee movie. So yeah, it's that dude. I don't know his name by heart, but I did recognize him like right away. It's like, oh, that's the guy from Transformers: Rise of the Beast. So but yeah, so he was in there, and then it didn't really show anybody else that I recognized in the show, but like I said, so Riri does a couple jobs for Parker. They did this one job for this like underground like not like underground parking, but more like underground traffic in Chicago. They basically like hostage the CEO lady to sign a contract so they can get money from her, so they can have some part of control to control the underground highway or whatever, and so they get paid a lot of money. So Riri uses that money to basically like help her mother pay some of the bills, and then she basically like I think she bought her old dad's, or I think it was her dad because it's Gary's Auto Shops. I think it was her dad. I couldn't tell. It was so I'm just trying to remember piece by piece of all the information from all the episodes. So don't get me wrong if I don't remember everything. But basically, I think she uses that money to buy out the auto shop. Then she uses that place to help herself to build her own suit, and then during the process of making her suit at home because she doesn't have the right money to get that place first, then she was able to create her own AI with her old dead best friend Natalie. So her friend Natalie AI helps her with one more heist job called this place called Helium, and then it goes horribly wrong, and then and I think they did get paid after that. I can't remember, but not really. But then after Parker's friend John dies in the process because John finds out that Riri was doing some suspicious stuff during that heist, and so a lot of things happened. So he died in the process. He got locked in his one greenhouse room, and then basically basically Parker finds has been wearing this hood that makes him go invisible. We find out that this hood that he wears turns him invisible and has other special abilities, and apparently it leads up to this really interesting backstory, which I'm going to be mentioning up soon. And we find out that the cloak or hood has a certain power source that evolves around magic. Yes, so I was surprised to hear the word magic in the show, and I was like, okay, so are we going to see Doctor Strange and all that stuff, or no, or see somebody else like Mr. Wong? But no, I did not see him. We didn't see anything about that. But we find out that near the end of the 5th episode, Riri finds this one chick that finds out that she finds out that she revolves around learning how to use magic. So she asks this person, because she works at this candy shop. So she ends up asking her, like, "Hey, I want you to put magic into my suit," which actually happens. But during the process, she loses her AI, Natalie, during the process, because after this one, her friend was, doing some spell work, and it was all crazy. It was all nuts. She loses her friend. She loses her dead best friend AI, and then the new interface and the new suit the new suit that she created looks freaking awesome. It was very colorful. It was just absolutely amazing, and all the other people that were that interacted with Riri helped her out. And here's another big kicker: we got introduced to another certain character that was related to an old character we know from the very first original Iron Man movie, the very first villain of the MCU. So apparently we got introduced by Zachary Stane. So we got to see Obadiah Stane's son in IronHeart. But at first we didn't know what his real name. His fake name was Joe, but apparently we found out his real name was Zachary Stane. So yeah, he changed his name because he didn't want to be his father, because he has all his old tech at his bunker place. And once he finds out that all the technology he has is worth something, he decides to put all that technology in his body, turning himself into like this living technology weapon. And he ends up like getting helped by Parker near the end, and basically he has this like ability to like shoot electricity out of his fingers. It was pretty interesting. But he does. I think he does a few other things too. But it was really interesting how he became like a side villain, but ends up near the end basically saying sorry to Riri about how he acted. So he doesn't want to be a villain like his dad was, because he knew what really happened back then with his dad. But I thought that was really interesting that we got introduced to his son in the show. And then after that, we got introduced by another certain new character in the show at the end of episode 6. When Riri decided to go to see Parker, they had this like little fight. No, it wasn't really too long of a fight, but she was able to get rid of the hood cloak away from Parker. And the reason why Parker's been using this for so long is we can see these like weird veins coming onto his arms, and it's just like affecting him so badly to the point where it's turning him into like a little demon of some sorts. And he has these tattoos covering the veins as much as he can, because he doesn't want anybody like around him to know what's going on with him. So, but I actually did like the little fights between Parker and Riri, and it was really interesting to see how she used the suit to be powered by magic, not just by any other power source out there in the world, like not with vibranium or Pimtech or whatever. But it was just very interesting, like how she want to go to a different direction, how to power up the suit. It was a very interesting way for a different to do that sort of thing. But then for episode 6, I thought I don't want to spend too much time explaining every detail in each episode. But in the last episode, once she was done with Parker, we got introduced by another certain character by seeing the backstory, like how Parker got the hood. When it shows Parker and his old friend John doing a heist at this mansion when they got caught escaping when they're supposed to get some stuff out of the place, he ends up running away from the security guards. Then he goes in this tunnel, and we see this dude in a cloak with and we don't see his face, and he used some sort of magic to appear this door out of thin air. I'm just like, wait, how does this guy do this? And his voice was very deep, and I was like, wait, why is his voice deepened like that? He was like, I'm gonna if you wanna come with me. He was like, come with me. Otherwise, if you don't, these guys will take you away. And so Parker had no choice to go with the guy, dude, and he ended up going to this pizza place called Desperados. And I was like, wait, Desperados? That sounds like more like a different name for a different kind of thing. So I was thinking about it at first, and then we see this dude sitting across the table with Parker, and he has his like mustache, he has his like weird goatee, and his hair was all weird, and he was just talking to Parker away. I'm just like, who is this guy? And then when he was talking to Parker about how he wants to change his life and he will help him in any way he can. So he was able to and he was actually able to have Parker make a deal with him about him becoming super rich and powerful. And it's like, as soon as I heard the word deal, and he apparently said he helped many people in the past with deals and stuff like that. I was like, wait. How do I know that says that he made deal with a whole bunch of people, and he says the same thing about that to Riri, and I was like, wait a minute, is this who I think it is? And once Riri got interacted with the same dude that was talking with Parker, she was asking him, who are you? Why did you give Parker that cloak and hood? And she was able to use his powers to disappear her suit. And sorry, I'm getting a little bit sweaty because I'm getting really excited here. But it was really shocking to hear that once he was starting talking to Riri, his voice started getting a little bit more demonic, and it started talking to her in her frame of mind. It kept on skipping around, and I was like, wait, is this who I think it is? Because we got teased by this dude for a couple of the old Marvel shows. I think we were supposed to see him in Agatha all along, but we got a mention of his name, and as soon as Riri really asked him, "Who are you?" Well, my name, I go by different names, but I go by Mephisto. I'm just like, holy crap! I was like, finally! So Mephisto finally reveals himself to the MCU. So we finally got to see him in the show, but why this show? Why IronHeart? Well, I guess they decided to I don't know why Marvel is tease us. Like, I thought they were gonna do it and act all along, but it was just like, why this show? Why an Iron Man variant person end up hurt him? End up talking to Riri. I just don't get it. But I got super excited. Mephisto's right there. So he ends up talking to Riri about, it's like, okay, I know there's something that you really truly want, and I can get, and I can do it for you. So then there's a little like, there's not really flashbacks, but there was like, it was doing by scene where it was showing her back at the auto shop trying to figure out how right to bring back Natalie. But then she sees Natalie, but we find out that Riri actually made a deal with Mephisto to bring Natalie back from the dead, which she actually did, but it causes a price to Riri. And once we saw Riri hugging Natalie near the end of the end of the episode, we can see those like vines growing on her arm because that's what happened to Parker. So yeah, so she had no choice to make a deal just to see her dead best friend Natalie come back from the dead to the living, and was like, man, that is just crazy. So yeah, I'm just truly excited we got to see Mephisto finally show up on the screen. It was super awesome. I think they chose a great actor to portray the guy. As soon as I saw him like stirring like coffee or tea in the cup, and then I saw the little reflection on his face on there. It showed his face being red with glowing yellow eyes. I was like, as soon as I saw that before he said his name, I was like, wait, is that Mephisto? And then when he said his name, I was like, yeah! Woo! So yeah, I am super stoked. I know a lot of Marvel fans right now are probably just going, "Holy crap, it's Mephisto!" And I'm pretty sure that Soups on TikTok right now is probably losing it right now once watching this episode right now. But I want to be the first to tell you guys that I am freaking thrilled to see him. But either way, guys, that concludes my review for Ironheart. I don't want to explain too much about all the other episodes in detail, but they're all great. The first 3 episodes were just building up to the last 3 episodes, and it was I liked how they built up to Riri to be a criminal, and then she redeems herself, not being want to be a criminal anymore, and she ends up trying to face Parker, saying I don't want to be this way, blah blah blah, but ends up backfiring near the end, and she has to make some deal with Mephisto in order to bring her dead best friend back, which was really interesting. So yeah, that concludes my video. But watch, there is a end credits scene at the end of the last episode. I don't want to say too much about it, but it shows Parker going to see some specific person that Riri interacted with in the previous episode. So yeah. So I gotta say, for the rating for IronHeart, I liked where it led up to. There wasn't really a lot of like CGI parts and scenes in the movie, but not in the movie, in the show. I know there's only some episodes where they did actually mostly use CGI to use the suits and the abilities of some of the characters that she interacted with. And it was just very cool. So I think I gotta say for saying about the mention about Mephisto, there's really nothing that wrong about this show. I really liked it. It was enjoyable. It was entertaining. We got, like I said, we got introduced by Mephisto. It was super great. So I think for the big part, I'm just gonna give it a spot on. I'll give it a 4.1 out of 5. I think that'll probably be a very good rating for the show. So that concludes it, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one, probably this Friday, when Wes and I are going to go see Jurassic World Rebirth. That's right, we're going to go see it, and we're going to see it in 3D, and we're going to show out our honest opinions, what we like about the newest movie for the Jurassic Park franchise, and we can't wait. So we'll see you guys on that video. So peace out, and I'll see you guys in my next video.